Yep. Got rank mode.
It's so cool.
Yeah, it's a thing. Um,
It's your favorite. What do you mean? It's your favorite mode?
I mean, it is, but like, I was, I don't know, maybe I was hopeful for too much of an overhaul or something, or I don't know what I was expecting, but let me go ahead and bring it up here. Um, but so it's starting on the 1st of December and is going. That's the entry period anyway. Then the actual match period is from December 3rd to December 5th
Yeah.
at.
So you should probably explain that a little bit for the entry period. Entry period in this case is essentially whatever your rating is at the point of you hitting the deadline for that entry period, which is the first, right? Is the bracket you're gonna be in terms of your rating. So it goes through the actual rating list itself and puts you in a circuit. And there's different reward levels for each one. And then of course, like we were talking before we started, um, unfortunately, the only one that gets like a top 3 for the suit is actually S rank, which they actually just say S bracket even though it's only S minus right now.
Yeah, so we have okay, here we go. The time frame is up on the screen. What is this? At 7, so 8 in the morning Pacific. That's 7:59, and then it starts at 6 p.m. on the 3rd. So that'll be interesting. So 6 p.m. on the 3rd, all the way till 7:59 in the morning on the 5th. And each day, then we actually got the actual rewards and rules. So here's the rules for it. So it will be a brawl match.
Hell
So
yeah.
that's the thing I like about it, right? So when I first saw it, I was like, wait a minute, what? So luckily it's a brawl match though. But as far as the
Yeah.
way they've changed how the rules and scoring goes, is it just seemed like they were making a mistake again, because they're just like, oh, and every time you get top anything, you also get more points.
Mm.
But yeah, so I guess they're gonna turn this into free for all, what ranked is now.
Pretty
So
much.
brawl match, you get for at 550 cost, you get maximum 1,000 uh ranked points depending on personal score. So I'm curious well, it's 5%, so you'd have to actually get like a full 20k, which I don't see that happening, but maybe. Oh wait, no, it is. Actually, you could probably get close to that depending on how derpy the game is that you're in.
Yeah.
It'll be on tropical desert ground, and it's 12-person brawls on tropical desert.
Hell yes.
Oh my gosh, it's gonna be ridiculous, dude.
550 cost.
Oh, 550 with that, I'm
And the
terrified.
maximum RP is 1,000 depending on personal score.
Yeah. So, um, and since it is a brawl match, I guess we'll go ahead and cover that change right now. They changed how brawl matches work.
Is that in
So
here or is it in just the normal update?
it's in the normal update. So
Okay.
brawl match beginning period. Wait, what? Because fourth rules will be on the brawl matches. In order to get used to the previous mentioned adjustments, be sure to test out the brawl match. So okay, yeah. So instead of 7 minutes, or instead of 8 minutes for a brawl match, it is now 7 minutes.
Hey.
Um, and if you're, they pretty much put in the supplemental stuff if you are a certain type and you're getting outnumbered. So for me, the one support player in the group of 8 raids that's gonna be in this scenario, which is
Oh
probably
yeah.
correct, and the other generals, so I don't cry.
Oh, shit.
Um, I get a supplement of 35%, which is fantastic. So it's I guess 5% after for each +1 after 1. So that's really nice. So for instance, the raids where there's 3 generals, each raid will get a 10% bonus, and where there's only 1 support, generals get nothing. Which is a first. Um, but yeah, details on the correction values here. 10% if there's 3 units as far as your weak category, then there you get a defense bonus. So not only do you get a damage bonus, you get a defense bonus supplement as well. So it starts after 2 suits. So and it goes 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, so on. And that starts when there's 3. So in this case, in this same example, with a 35% damage supplement, you also have a oh, actually, I think it works out to be 35 as well. Yeah, it's 35 as well. Okay, never mind. That is the defense. Oh, damage and defense. Okay, never mind. That is damage. So it's after 2, rather. Okay, sorry, my bad. So it starts out at just 10%. So if there were 2 generals, the raids would get nothing as well. Um, so pretty cool. Definitely going to be interesting to see how this is affected, because I'm definitely expecting more of like 5 raids and 5 generals and maybe 2 supports. Those 2 brave individuals. Um, but yeah, really curious to see what happens with this one. I'm not sure whether I'm gonna play the Zusa or what, but
I'll
definitely gonna
probably
get in
just
there
do
and
my
try it.
usual, like zero Shiki or whatever, see what happens.
Now,
Might have to run something a little bit more aggressive.
do the rewards here in a second. So the rest of it is cool. That's just telling how to get into it. If you've done clan
Mhm.
matches, you know how to get there. Go to the extra thing at the bottom. It'll have a nice marker saying,
That's
"Hey,
been
events
collecting
going
dust
here."
for a million years.
Right? But so you'll be placed in a category. So if you're an A, you're going to be an A rank. If B, B, C, you know. And then now they just have
Mm.
S minus for the S category. Um, and the goal is to be by the end of that day at the highest at rank 1 in your little
Yeah.
tiny bracket. Then there's also an overall bracket where you can score even higher. So I'm glad that they didn't. I was afraid that they were going to do, once I saw the S stuff popping up, I was like, don't tell me
Mhm.
they're also going to try to put in a boost for people that are at S to get top overall. But luckily, I don't think they've done that, unless I missed it. But
Yeah, I mean the other bonus is what we mentioned before for S essentially.
yeah.
That
So
they had 3 shots to actually get the suit.
it's the actual rank points that you get is 5% of the personal score, which can go up to 1,000. So if you manage to score a total of 20,000 points, you get 1,000 rank points. Then you get a total of 120 rank points per category that you get top overall. So in this personal score, damage dealt, assist, mobile suits destroyed, and mobile suits lost. And if you get top in all of those, um, get another 600 points on top of that. And then your final ranking, if you got first or second, that's another 400 points. So, I mean, that's literally just winning, essentially, at that point. So if you won either in first or second, you get 400 points, which overall, so that's 2,000 points a game, 6,000 points for a perfect day, essentially. And did they keep the amount of games you were allowed to play? I can't remember now. Ah, okay, yep. So you can sortie 10 times a day. So you got 10 rounds. and it keeps your best 3. So it's just like clan rank, only if it was limited to only 10 games.
Hmm.
So you get the daily 10 story limit runs from the this is showing 1 p.m. Pacific, which is normal reset. That's weird. Do they not do daylight savings in this? Oh well.
That's kind of weird.
It's saying 1 Pacific, which is an hour after normal reset as of right now. To midnight. No,
I don't
1.
know if they're maybe going to do another post beforehand since it's
Yeah.
technically not posted up right now for us to even look at in the game.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder if they just didn't do daylight savings for this. But if you intentionally leave a battle, such as by disconnecting the network connection, number of possible sorties will be deducted. In addition,
And so it still counts. Huh?
escalation of penalty levels due to mid-game withdrawals is set higher in ranked match compared to other matches. So I think you actually get a penalty if you leave a ranked match. Instantly get a penalty, level 1. Yeah, there's that. Don't DC. Don't have a bad
Don't
connection
fuck
that
up.
day. Don't have a bad connection
Don't have
or you
trash
gonna
internet.
get
Don't do
wrecked.
it.
Yeah, that should be fun. Hopefully it's not exactly one and done because
I think from what it sounded like, at least from the initial part, is that you just lose that match. So like,
yeah, but I
hmm.
mean it's a higher chance to you lose that match completely, which fair enough. But like um the penalty getting escalated would be really awkward if you just got a penalty 1 and couldn't play the rest of that day, right? You
Oh
couldn't
god,
even
yeah.
queue if your connection was
So
like
the other thing to keep in mind is that initially, you would also lose or gain rating after the initial bracket.
yeah. So,
Now that actually isn't a thing anymore.
right. Let's see. So then they talk about, scoring the top score or whatever. In whatever you place out of that day from your bracket. Then if you're placed in the top 100, then you have the entire world bracket, which kind of cool. Then you can get a platinum, gold, silver, or bronze little extra medal thing. I forget, it's not a medal, but whatever it is, whatever it's called. I guess we'll go over the rewards right now. I'll go. Since I mentioned that, I'll go and pull that up first. Um,
I think it's like its own bonus boost or something, like kind of separate from.
yeah. So each day your rewards are totaled together as well to add a global rank. And if you're in the top 30, you get a platinum medal. If you're in the top 60, you get gold. If you're in the top 100, you get silver. And if you're in the top 500, you get bronze. Bronze gives a 5% bonus for container drop rates to yourself. Silver gives a 5% to yourself, but also another 3% to everybody. So it's 8% to yourself, technically. Gold is 11% with a 3% to everybody for containers. And platinum is 10% with a 5% bonus to everybody in your lobby for containers. Now, the downside with this is this only lasted like a week after rank. So I wish they would have made this a kind of a bigger deal. Like, here you go
Mhm.
for like a month or 2 or whatever. Have this, or even till the next
At
rank.
least,
If they
yeah, I was
made
gonna
it
say until the
more,
next one, like in considering when the next one happens, it should just carry to that. That would make more sense to me.
yeah. And hopefully they do that. I don't see anything on here that they effect from multiple emblems do not stack. Oh yeah, it's emblem. That's effect from multiple emblems do not stack. Always active effect and affects all team members upon winning. Um, and then the effect stacks with other effects, but multiple emblems do not stack. Platinum emblem effect equals 25% as an example. If you got the normal always active 10% with victory 5%, and then the um, normal discovery rate of 10%. And then if you combine everything that you possibly get, well, this is a gold medal and an encouragement. That's a 58% chance of a box. And that's all they say. So hopefully they get to the point to where they just keep running these regularly, and you're pretty much placed in the, like the top 30 is, you get a total of get the platinum, and you're good to go.
Yeah.
So hopefully
And
that's the case.
that's always been the real thing about ranked, right? They introduced it, people reeled against it really hard for the first two. They made the adjustment for the third, and then people were still lukewarm about it, and then they just stopped.
Yeah.
So we don't really know what it's like to have this be a regular thing.
So I'm hoping the brawl gets received very well. It's something different. Uh, hopefully that's where it finds a spot. I think that would be really
Yeah.
cool. I like brawl mode myself.
That's something that we talked about before too.
Yeah.
Like once the brawl mode was introduced, we're like, well, it might actually be a good one for ranked since you're fighting against anyone every way. So just getting rid of the team aspect for that kind of competition just makes sense.
Then as far as the operator, get Neidhart. You're in the 10th, top 10 of your bracket. Then here's where I'm kind of sad. Let's go ahead and just go to the suit, because the DP is cool. I'm kind of starting to get to the point where I'm like, I've got a bunch of DP just lying around, so I'm not necessarily missing DP right now. But I know for newer players, that's a pretty heavy hit. For people that have been playing for like, half a year that still need it, or a year that still need DP.
Yeah, like they're
And
still going through the list or whatever.
yeah, and it's like that might be, even A or A plus. To like get on that grind if you're wanting DP right now.
God, you know what that means?
Oh yeah, right now ranked is super sweat.
I gotta do 20 matches.
Wait, what?
Ah! So I
Oh
gotta
yeah.
do it on Ginny too. Fuck.
Well, or you just got to get 3 really good matches.
I mean,
Just
I'm
do
still gonna do
play
them because
just play
like
6
it's not like
games.
they
Play 6 perfect games, right?
it'll be fine. So I just gotta do six in a day.
You get
And
I
they
mean,
just count. It's fine.
if you max out at 20,000 personal score and you get the top on everything, then you get 2,000 per game, and then you don't have to play anymore. Because 2,000
I
is as
mean,
high as
just
your
like a
score can
regular
go.
day.
Yeah. Play perfect, Law.
Fuck.
um,
Uh,
but yeah, so for the suit, I know you already mentioned it. It's the top 3 for S. In that bracket, the top 3 get the suit.
and it's
In
the
this
only one that
case,
fucking does that.
yeah, luckily in this case, it's just the desert, Zaku desert type.
So, I mean, we say that, but that's because we've had a chance at it. I think we missed out on the DA back in the day because that's before we started to really get a lot of momentum for the top 100 stuff. But this will be interesting because the DA hasn't been around for a while
Yeah,
in terms of it being obtainable unless you just get really lucky. Is it in the gacha?
I think it's in the gacha at this point.
Okay,
Should be.
yeah, at this point. But I haven't seen a lot of people drop it.
Right.
So we'll actually see an influx for once.
Yeah.
But the weird thing is that the influx is primarily going to come for S minus people because all the other brackets can only have one per group or block.
Yeah. So that's the thing. Literally, one person out of the 20 is gonna get it, and
Yeah, I feel
that's a
like
little weird.
they should have more chances to get it.
I think
Like
it should be like top 5 maybe
top
for
5 or top
S,
4.
then 4,
Top even
3,
just
2,
top
1.
3 across the board would be fine. Like the fact that you get essentially like punished for not being S.
Yeah, that's the
While doing this, that's kind of weird because it's not even
yeah.
like top 2. It's not like they just give you an extra one. It's like, no, there's 3.
I mean, that's how they've always done the ranking stuff, but it's
Mm.
yeah, it's been a little weird. Like before, it was top 3 for A, and then it was like 2 for B, and I think 2 for C, and then it was like 1 for D. But so kind of interesting how they have that set up. But yeah, the weird 3 and then just straight up 1 1 1 1 is like what? When I saw that, I was like, no.
Also, the jump in DP between A and S is pretty crazy. It was
Yeah,
like
that was the other thing.
100,000 to
Literally
like 1
20th.
million flat. Like,
Yeah, literally 20th gets the same as first place in A. that was my other thing. Like that's what I'm saying. If you need DP, like you need to be an S, otherwise you're barely
Well,
getting.
I mean, to be honest, depending on unless you just got really heavy carried and like squatted up with someone who's like on a Smurf account or some shit, like you probably have a lot of DP if you're already doing S shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, or you just got the suit that you need kind of thing, or you're playing your costs. Like there's, like if I was,
I mean, at that point, if you're curating, then like that's gonna take even longer because there's just gonna be entire swaths of the day where you're just not doing anything.
well, yeah, but I mean, still, you can prioritize, 4 hours ahead at least now. So I mean, that's what I did for a while back in the day before I had parts and stuff. Which now you just buy
Mhm.
parts because that's a thing.
Yeah.
So now that whole like argument of being like, well, if you're new, play low cost, it's not as big of a deal.
Yeah.
Um,
There's just other things you can do for parts.
yeah.
Do your simulator shit and get some other stuff. Start buying them once you get a couple matches in.
But it is a little weird that literally the last place is the same as first place for A for S. But
Mm-hmm.
for the DP, because that's the other thing. Anybody in S mostly doesn't really need B. So it's yeah, I do agree with that. But there are probably a couple of people that are happy about that. Um,
Well, especially if they're upgrade heavy, right? Like at that point,
yeah.
you're just using it for the hanger.
Well, and that's the other thing. Everybody needs money for the hangar. Like that is the one thing. If I upgraded a few suits, I'd be broken. Like, well, not even a so fair enough, I guess. At that point, again, I don't mind the S getting good rewards. It's just a little odd that it's so heavily. There's
Stacked.
there's
And
no
it's such a noticeable
there's
shot,
no scale.
especially when you're talking about like people at A plus and on the verge of A like S minus are just kind of
Oh
getting
yeah.
shafted
Oh,
despite the struggle for getting through all that.
I would not get any Dom Barrage games at A plus right now. Like nobody's
I
gonna
know.
accept anything but meta right now at A plus. A
If they
plus,
didn't notice, they'd probably just downswing you.
yeah. Like it's gonna be the most sweaty, toxic bit of rated we've ever had
Oh yeah. So
for the next like
this next week is
5
gonna
days.
suck.
Yeah, all the way up
Before like
till this
up
starts.
until entry day is
Yeah.
gonna be oof.
Yeah, up until this starts, if you're in A plus, prep for the most sweaty meta only games or they're gonna downswing you hard. They're probably gonna rage at you more than anything else. Yeah. So I can't wait to have some of that footage on stream. Let's go. My body is ready.
Now the other interesting thing about this is that they found their solution for having a reward suit without it interfering with limited suits or other suit drops that they want to do, which is to recycle previous clan suits and give people an individual shot at getting them. Um, a lot of people who are probably in that high A plus 2 S range may or may not already had these from just their clans if they're already doing competitive stuff.
Yeah.
Which kind of gets into the idea of who is this for?
Yeah. I feel like this
And
might be a test.
well, they've all been tests. That's the problem.
Well, yeah. But I mean, I feel like they didn't go hard with this, and the suit thing is kind of more of just a add-on
I feel
bonus
like
thing.
that's just like their solution, to be honest, because like they have a lot of variants that they could maybe do, but if they dig too deep or if they do this in a pretty consistent like schedule, they're gonna need some spacing.
Oh,
It
yeah,
also
I guess that makes
depends.
sense. Yeah. Like if they actually do keep this consistent in some kind of level, like yeah, just rehashing clan rank suits would make sense. I could see that.
'Cause I feel like that was the issue that they had early on. Was like even if this was successful, like how many suits is that going to take away? But the other thing about this game, and I kind of wonder if they really are like year to year, right? In terms of like them getting support or them having like another year's worth of like content and stuff to do. Like were they really even intending to get into like a year 3, let alone a year 4? Um, I always look towards Gundam Online and the fact that it's still fucking going. But that seems like an oddity since it is like a PC only title in a world that doesn't have Gundam Evolution yet.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
who knows what'll happen when that happens, or when that drops.
But yeah, we'll go into the rest of the patch notes as soon as I get back. The dog needs out. So, be right back.
Mm.
Gotta go.
So, how's everybody doing? Trying to get my space stuff done while we're doing this. That last match was fucking brutal, by the way. Oh my god. Not that this one's much better. But yeah, the bigger thing for me in terms of all that we were talking about is whether or not people really warm up to this, and if they do, then yeah, this next week's going to be very sweaty and very rough. Especially as we get closer into holidays and people start taking like PTO or just time off to do like family stuff. You're gonna see not only the sweat lords but a bunch of goobers who probably haven't played in like a billion years start mixing in.
Oh yeah. That's what I feel like this
And
rank thing is gonna be too.
yeah, that's definitely gonna be a big gotcha, and just in terms of like what your block looks like.
But yeah. Okay, so that's clan ranked stuff, or not clan ranked. The actual ranked stuff. Aha. Real quick. Go over this other kind of announcement stuff that they have here. I'm curious what one of these things actually means. But then we'll go over them talking about how they're gonna ban people harder again.
Yeah,
Um,
you constantly keep putting these ominous posts out, and it's just
right.
like there's no visibility for this, so like you just kind of have to take their word for
I
it.
mean, you could kind of tell when people get uh, like the well, as far as like the disconnect stuff, they're definitely making that tighter. I'm curious to see
Mhm.
what this one says, but I forgot
They
exactly.
get
I
they
just know
get
they were
yelled at it
complaining
for
about it.
after every post, right?
Right? Yeah.
Like what about my boo boo connection? Your network is so bad.
Yeah.
It's not my fault. And
Um.
some of that is true because we've had recently
Yep.
like a lot of network hiccups and like PSN going down because they were doing that maintenance on the JP side.
But yeah. So apparently they're changing when update hits or something. So every week, currently, it's Thursday at 10 p.m. Pacific, which was not true because it's an hour before. But anyway,
Yeah.
um, and then after the change, it's saying that it's going to be 9:30 p.m. Pacific. So I guess update's going to be 30 minutes earlier than it has been.
It's just a little strange. I
Oh,
hope
wait
that
a minute. Wait a
they
minute. Oh,
what?
is this maybe that's what this is saying. After this change, requesting supply drops will be disabled from the end of the campaign at 9:30
Oh, so like that all
until the
gets rolled
next.
out
Yeah.
sooner. Okay. That's kind of weird that they would make that earlier just for that. So you have less time to spin, I guess.
Maybe that's what it's saying, that you just have 30 minutes less to spin and that it
I mean,
still
either way,
updates at
that's
midnight.
both are bad, and that's kind of weird.
Yeah,
I wonder if that's been an issue for their updates, and maybe that's why they fuck up sometimes.
yeah, I wonder if yeah, that's what I was thinking. Hmm. Supply drops below will be affected by the statement above. Supply drops that could be obtained during the tutorial when starting GBO2 for the first time, 72-hour limited step up, and special supply drops obtainable during the GBO days. Hmm. Okay, so I guess we'll have to just wait till next week to see what happens, mainly, to confirm this exactly. Unless this, no? Yeah. Unless this happened yesterday.
I don't know. I didn't notice because I wasn't like spinning at the last second. So
But it did update at the normal midnight, right?
yeah,
Okay.
it needed to set at midnight and all that. So that didn't change.
Yeah, because the weird thing is the wording at the top. It says supply drop beginning period has changed, and I'm like, that's update. But then down here at the bottom, it's talking about requesting a supply drop will end. I'm like, which one is it? This is probably bad translation in some way. So
Probably.
yeah. So whoops. Okay. Well, whatever that means. So either we'll definitely find out next week because technically it's already started for this new thing. After today, it's start period. The next thing they're talking about, the new system reporting has already sent warnings. Okay, we've read. Okay,
Yeah, I
what
mean
we
they
said
send
last
that
time.
every time.
All pilots' cooperation is crucial for online, and we will continue to warn. Cool. And then
Yeah, so
if
they're
you
essentially
false
encouraging
report.
more people to report and shit.
Okay, so this is just. By the way, report people, but don't false report or we'll destroy you as well. Cool. Then brawl matches have changed. We kind of covered that with rank. Then we have the buffs and nerfs, which we'll get into here in a second. Oh no, I see what it is. The premium metal, dude. Oh, I want it so bad. I am slight sad face right now. Oh man. Okay. So the first section of the month is the Hyakushiki full armor. Level 1.
Mm.
Ugh, I want it. But yeah, that's a really good suit. Can recommend. I don't have it. I want it. It's good. But yeah, that's a good one for the first section. Then they have the close combat, GM, and then the beer launch. Just the normal beer launch. So the normal beer launch is the potential free one if you get enough tickets and such. So that's the premium stuff and things. Then we have, I guess, let's skip over to this real quick. The normal suit, the green one's back. So I guess I
Hey,
could have gotten another chance at it, but I didn't hold my breath, which
yeah,
probably
I
wasn't as
nailed it
fun on this
for
thing, really.
Ginny, so that was pretty cool to get.
C1 has a 700 cost now. Kind of cool. Surprised they didn't throw that up as a extra banner. But definitely a nice suit. I think it'll do pretty well at 700. The ticket shop stuff. Speaking of the C1, it is in the ticket shop, level 1 and 2. Go get the level 1, and maybe the level 2 is good. Really good.
Pretty fun.
Like, it is maybe still the best 600 got for support, and definitely one of the best at 650. Not still at the top. I can't remember if HML has kind of surpassed it, I guess, as the better flyer, but yeah. Really cool. Other than that, they have the gun cannon heavy Type D level 3. Sadly, in my opinion, I think that's still too, at that point, it's level scale problems. Definitely don't get the Pixie level 5.
That's what you mean is top tier.
Uh,
Best raid.
and then also don't get the Slave Wraith level 3.
That one's fine too.
No. But yeah, that's the ticket shop stuff. Anything to add to that?
No, I mean there's a lot of hits and misses in there for sure. Like joking aside, don't get those.
Yeah, especially for the ticket cost.
Little too expensive.
DP store got something really cool with the Barzam level 1 and 2. You play a lot of that. I'll let you cover that one.
Yeah, I mean Barzan's pretty solid. I am a sucker for the BR myself. Also has the Mark II weapons on it, so you can rock the bazookas or the rifle. Vulcan pod, pretty solid. Has a lot of maneuverability. The melee isn't super crazy, but it is pretty concise, and it has a decent amount of reach just because of its weird ass arms. But yeah, if you kind of want an in-betweener and something that has a little bit more beam output than other things, then it should be all right.
Yeah, I've actually been converted to just using its beam rifle now, and then the shrapnel I just use on the Mark II because I just do the Mark II thing. Then the Yoga Marine Commander type level 3. That's still a pretty okay suit to use if you like it. EP store. And then there's the Zaku Commander type, which is good luck. If you like it, cool. Level 4 in there. EP store. So it's
I
DP at
mean,
least.
it's definitely an ace machine. People run it in there, and that downswing still chunks, and it's kind of disgusting.
Yeah,
I'm actually very
double swing is
surprised
pretty
at
good.
how often I've seen it sometimes. That doesn't mean you should try to push your luck. But I'm just saying, if you see one and if it whoops your ass, don't be surprised.
Also, the Zaku Desert type DA is not in the pull list right now.
Wah, wah.
Uh, Bugs stuff, I guess. Going to the next plane rank. I didn't really see anything too crazy here. Corrected the color on the thrusters with the double Zeta.
Yeah. A little odd, but at least they're doing like minor corrections still.
The beam machine gun was louder on the Doga than other weapons.
Yeah, it was.
That's funny.
Actually, I noticed now that it actually sounds a lot like the Violent Customs gun. Actually, didn't notice that before, unless he changed the sound as well. But it sounded pretty punchy when I was doing the heavy the other day. Oh.
Wait, explain it. Oh, that's okay. Yeah, I think that's about it. Okay, nothing too crazy there. Clan rank, we kind of already talked about it. 5v5, 550 on
Arctic.
translated Arctic base ace match. Yeah. And then
Gotta be insane.
the morning match, and then next week on the 4th. Oh, this is on the 29th, actually.
Yeah, it's a Monday match.
Yeah, it's a Monday morning match. Okay.
It's a
Wow.
Monday match. Yeah, I don't know why they did that. So we got a really weird one in the beginning just because of the type and the cost. And then immediately the next one for the top 100 is a fucking 100 or not 100 Monday match. So they're like really busting people's balls when it comes to the top 100 like wins here.
I wonder when we're gonna get the next. I'm hoping we get a chance at it at night again. We were really
Like
close the last
I
time.
almost hope that it doesn't right out of the gate, just because that means it'll be another like top 3. And I'm just like, well,
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. I'm hoping we. Well, sorry, did I say that wrong? I'm hoping we get another shot at the goof. That's what I'm saying for our late night match. I don't know if I said that backwards, but yeah, I want the goof. I like it. I saw your video.
it's super dumb.
I want it. Also, all participants get the green smoke thing again. Can't remember if they've already did this, but yeah.
Actually, yeah, I don't remember if they did that one either.
But
Guy is just head getting things. He's a fucking Aku guy. What are you doing?
okay, let's get into the buffs and nerfs. then I'm gonna blow through the previous ones again if anything stands out. As far as like, did it, you know, did you play it or did it feel improved? I guess the first one we can talk about, the double Zeta Gundam. Win rate went up and damage went
Yeah.
up significantly. I definitely could see the damage. Consistency definitely is up there. It's not much above average though. Like,
No.
like that's the thing. You know, you're still big. You're still getting stunned a lot, but having its cannons stun is pretty cool. Anybody that's like, but the flying, I'm like, no, it's support at that point.
I mean,
Essentially,
it's flying. They can
you
still
can't
do
just
stuff. I
instantly
like
shoot
doing
it
the
out.
fly sometimes.
You can't instantly shoot it out, but yeah, yeah, it's huge. It's so easy to just like knock it out with anything that has kind of staggered buildup. So
I've gotten some nice bonks in between like charge shots and stuff. Hasn't been too bad. Now,
every
would I
now and
do
then,
that
but
consistently? No. But at the same time, early on when they first did the adjustments, we were actually seeing it a lot in high rated, which is kind of surprising. I guess just to shake things up.
yeah. Well, I guess everybody just wanted to try it too. Like everybody wanted it. Like they did something to it. Go, go, go. And then now it's like, no, still kind of me. I'll see one every now and then. That's about it. Okay, moving on though. Unless you got anything else for the double Zeta.
No, I still use it. Not as much as I did when it first got adjusted, but that's about it.
Yeah, I still want something else. Still kind of sad, but oh well.
Yeah, the high mega still sucks on it. It still
Yep.
needs to get. It still needs to be faster. It still needs to be movable.
But Gym Custom got some buffs. Really nice. Numbers definitely went up. I mean, I thought it was still a pretty solid suit. Maybe that's why the numbers are reflecting it. That it's definitely above average by about percent at all costs, except for literally the highest cost, which is 500, and it's right at average. So that's kind of interesting. Alex got a big buff, which was awesome to see that, and uh, yeah, it's average or above average. Everything's pretty much really solid on it now. Definitely fun to play. In the raids, Mark 5 Gundam. Um, Not really gaining too much, but people are trying it now with that maneuver armor 3. So it's still a solid suit, but still below average on win rate. But it definitely went up. I honestly don't think any of the buffs it got was really anything for it to go up. It's just we're trying it. Probably the people who really liked it are trying it because there wasn't much there, right?
Yeah.
So that's probably why it went up. It was just more focused on people who really like it. They're like, yeah, this is my jam now. Let's go. Um, then we got the Gaz-L getting a buff. Yeah, I still think it needs something. Having double dodge roll is nice. I did realize that when I was just playing against you there. Um, but I don't know. It feels better than the last time I played it. Literally, that was the first time I tried it buff. So definitely feels better than the last time. I was like, oh, this feels better than I remember, and this is why I forgot that it got buffed. So still looks like it's a bit under average though. I'm guessing they'll still tune it up a little bit more from these numbers. Um, the Quell getting a buff, and I still think it needs more. Though the numbers at level 1, a little above average. Level 2, a little below average on win rate at least. But definitely cool to see the Quell get a buff. The Unit 5, just the base Unit 5, which was really nice that you can Gatling and your shield explode and not care. Hallelujah. And yeah, win rate went up, damage went up, rifle win rate went up, looking pretty good across the board, even at 600 cost. So
Not bad
definitely
at
something I'm
all.
going to be playing more. The Dom Barrage getting a buff. Let's go. And my favorite part, as much as I hate to say it this way, the win rate's still below average. Give me more. Give me another buff. Yes, my body is ready.
Look at this man trying to game the system.
What? No. No, no, no.
Disgusting.
But Methus Kai is the next one there, getting a buff. Definitely needed something. Now it's showing a bit above average at level 1, still below average at level 2. Still, I think it needs more. And the one after that, the full armor 7th, I still think needs some more. Although, we're starting to get there. Like, the full damage increase with beam rifle feels a whole lot better. Focus shortening time on its big giant gun feels good at the beginning of a game. Still, that's about it. And the expanded ASL range on the beam gun makes it so easy to stun now, which is awesome. That was one of the things. Like, you could stun with the missiles, but the arm beam gun was like, better aim better. So, yeah, feels really good to actually get a bunch of consecutive stuns with the thing. I think it can really brawl, even with a raid now, which is really nice. But I still think it's lacking a little bit. So hopefully we'll see one more tiny little tweak. Though since it is showing about average or above average at its base cost, we'll probably only see something at level. No, I'd like to see something a little more at level 1 and 2. But yeah, so that was last month's buffs and nerfs. This month, starting it off, we got the Jetta getting a nerf.
Oof.
Dun dun dun! It was way too. Especially after it got fixed.
But I didn't get to have it when it was good.
I did.
That makes me sad.
I did. Once they fixed that swing and everything, I got it here the other day. I played it and I was like, this suit is disgusting.
Oh yeah.
So range attack got nerfed by 10%.
Damn.
Woo! And then HP got nerfed by 1,000. So 15,000 HP now and 20 base range attack modifier. And this is at all levels. Its win rate was 54.5%. I want to see the play rate too, because yeah, this thing was all over the place. When you would get into a game like at 450, there would be nothing but Jettas. Like, I was crazy. You at least have one every game. When you started hitting close to like A plus, there was a ton of them. Became like Damon of 450
Oh
for a
yeah.
while.
Statement Mark II.
Yeah, like, and then at 500 it was still good. 54% win rate with an average of 50, even at 500 cost, and 56 rival with a 48 average. Pretty big deal. 58 rival with a 48 average too at level 1. Pretty gross. And 0.8 losses to 3.0 average. Yeah. So yeah, this thing was pretty gross. As far as playing against it as a support, it was annoying, but I could deal with it, but it was definitely annoying.
Yeah, the fact that it's doing the same kind of output and can just trade with you without even having to go in for the swoosh initially is really obnoxious.
Yeah.
Or it can just essentially general boggle you.
Um but yeah, anything else with Jetta?
I'm sad that I didn't get to have it when it was busted.
Yeah. I mean, I still think it's good. Like, I still don't
Yeah,
see
like
much of a
it'll
reason
still get
to.
used. Yeah, I don't doubt that. It's just not going to be as annoying.
Yeah. I mean,
Because what is it? I don't know what this. I guess the question here is like, it seems like they adjusted a significant amount. Does it feel like a slap on the wrist compared to what it could be doing, or is this actually like a pretty solid
this is a
like
solid nerf.
nerf?
Yeah. But it's at its range damage. So I'm actually curious how much, because I feel like I did a decent bit with my melee, but
Yeah.
So I'm curious how much. I mean, I guess you did have the, I don't know, say the Vulcans were pretty solid too. Yeah, I'm really curious to see what happens with that damage number. Is my main thing next month. But next on the list, another nerf. Zaku Marine type.
Kind of surprised by this one.
Yeah, I'm really sad because I love this thing. This is like my go-to general. Like when I play 250, I'm like my body's ready. Let's go, dude. I'm gonna
Yeah.
destroy at 250. I'm gonna like pop the boards. And now my main general is, what did they do to my boy? But yeah, it was well above average at level 1. So level 1's the only thing that got nerfed. Level
Mm.
2 felt pretty solid. So yeah, like I didn't play it hardly at all at level 2 at 300 cost, but like I still do well. So I'm guessing
It's
it's gonna
interesting
feel like
because
level
we
2.
we just came off of 250 clans, and I will say that the one team that did roll us pretty hard did have primarily Zaku Marines, but at the same time, I don't know, it wasn't that prominent beside that one. So I don't know if I would say it was actually kind of worth like messing with.
I mean the Subrock gun is just disgusting. The
Mhm.
easy stun, there's a build up, 500
I don't know,
damage.
like
They
the
nerfed it by
chest misses kind of
75
suck.
around. Yeah, I mean, that's why I guess they didn't touch them much, but I think that's more of a skill cap, getting used to firing missiles kind of thing. So I'm curious how much that factors into the overall damage. But I feel like they hit the damage pretty hard with that Subrock gun. I mean, I don't think it's gonna definitely fall out of 250 status, but it's definitely gonna be pretty much on par damage wise. Then it lost 1,000 health at level 1 and all levels. So everything did take a hit, which I'm kind of surprised at because that's a big deal at 300 and especially at 350. I don't think we're going to see it at 350 almost at all with that kind of hit. Um, Luckily, it maintained the damage. Damage was big of a difference. But I
Mhm.
feel like level 1 is going to be what level felt like, and level 2, you're going to feel a little bit squishy. And then level 3 is just going to feel bad.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate.
Yeah.
I feel like they didn't really have to touch on it, but it's whatever.
Again, I
Because
can
the
see the
thing
level
is,
1.
especially at low cost, like there's nothing else there. Like, what's gonna take its place?
Yeah, that's
That isn't like ancient
Cold
or like,
District. There you go. Back to the Cold District, guys.
which they actually buffed the range on that, which is funny because it's always kind of been like the meta bullshit at that cost.
Yeah.
So I
So
don't know how that gets off scot free compared to this thing.
yeah, well, I mean, I guess this was the thing that kind of trumped. So, and then it just this thing decimated raids. That's the big difference. Whole district can destroy a raid, but a raid can actually hit it. This thing has like a dodge roll and will decimate a raid, and the raid, even though it hits, can't really do much. Like if it's an Agu guy, like you can beat a cold district if you outplay the cold district, but if the Marine Zaku sees you first, better just run and hide in a corner and hope that stealth hides you enough so you can go at another angle and maybe get behind them. Because Marine Zaku destroys an ag guy or any raid at that cost. So maybe that's what it is. It was more of a nerf toward the raid
That sounds oh good. That sounds more like they
or
should
nerf
just
toward the yeah,
either get more raids or butt the raids.
right?
That's
But
always been a problem with that cost range.
yeah, so at that point you've got pretty much just the
Because despite the
go up.
encounter with the Aquamarine or the Aquazaku, the Agu guy is still gonna be like the one.
Oh
And it's
yeah,
still gonna be busted.
yeah. That's the other thing. So it's like Yeah, I would like to
I mean, if
see
anything, this
more
makes it
raid
worse
buffs.
because now it's not even being like hunted.
Yeah. Which I mean, I think this suit will still be there at 250, but it's just going to be average as far as like the damage goes on them.
Mhm.
I mean, it still has the stopping power, so that's not going to be a difference. It's just you're not going to delete whatever you hit with 4 rockets. That's 2,000 damage at that cost. Pretty big deal, as we saw with the cannon on the Zanny. Oh, and its splash too is the best part about the sub rock. Like, just shoot the ground next to people, stun people sometimes, especially in those general or raids getting in there with that mosh pit going on. And you don't have to worry about stunning your teammates. Like, that's the other thing too, I guess, right? That's a big, like, the
Yeah,
grenade.
I
You
mean,
you
this
can
the
still stun your
spacing
teammate
for
with a
it's a
bullet,
little rough, but yeah,
but
because like you have to not only do they have to go up, but they have to travel, and then there's that time. So a lot of them you're either missing, and we've had a lot of situations where you're like trying to strafe someone and try to get those in, and they're literally like going over their head if they're too close, as opposed to something like the light armor or something else where they literally come out of the front. Actually, yeah, comparatively,
oh
the
yeah.
Aqua has that.
Well, I'm not talking about those missiles. I'm talking about the just sub rock gun.
Hmm. Subrocket, I'm not really that scared of. Like, you still have to get like a decent accumulation of those to actually get the stun. Otherwise, like, what else is it even gonna do? Despite the damage that it does in that moment, like, who cares?
Well, I
Hit
mean,
it.
that's what got nerfed though, is the sub rock gun. That's what I'm saying. That's what's so disgusting on is the sub rock gun. Like, it's got crazy stagger build up, guaranteed a stun on pretty much anything at that cost. Like, it's got super splash radius. I don't know. I love the sub rock gun, man. Like, I stun like 2 or 3 people at the same time. If there's like people meleeing each other, I get like triple stun with the sub rock gun. Like, it's I'll shoot my teammate in the back because it has such a good explosive radius, and I'll hit the guy in front of them. Like, sub rock gun is disgusting.
Let me guess, you put a YOLO build on that too, huh?
Most likely, I'm not sure, but either way, at 250, I would top like the entire like top scores pretty much, maybe even diversion. Most likely, because I'd be getting it, and then you get the shoulder lean in there for downswing. Let's go. Like, I will destroy an Agu guy with that sub rock gun into my shoulder lean. And missiles for the follow up. Like, or I see somebody going to knock somebody out, I'll still sub rock because there's no chance I'm going to stun my teammate, and then I'll follow up with a bunch of missiles into the legs. Like, I don't know, I think that sub rock is disgusting. It's 2,000 damage for the full clip, and yeah, but I still think it'll be gross, just not as it's a little bit squishier. That's 50. So maybe I might have to put some health on it.
At least a little bit.
um, but yeah, anything else on that one?
No, surprising. Kind of sucks. Hopefully, it doesn't affect it too much, but we'll see.
Yeah.
My other thing is that I just hope that we get other things at that cost to keep it interesting.
Oh, sure.
Because like we got new 300s, but like 250 and 200 outside of the Zanny haven't gotten like shit
Nothing.
really.
Right. Yeah. Big rip.
So now like another suit at that cost is like less than amazing. Like what's even gonna have keep people playing at that cost range if they actually put it in either rated or clans? Like we already didn't want to do this one, so
So with the Gyaradoga on the next one, he got a buff. Speed went up 130 from 125. Kind of surprised that that was a thing to begin with. Rotation went up by 3, going to 6. Um, it gained shoulder armor buffer to level 3. Let's go, dude.
ooh.
That's a pretty big deal for the right shoulder armor buffer. So now its shield is pretty solid 30%. I think is what that translates. Yeah. I don't know if you got the Gyaradoga, but double check that. Actually, do I
I
still
mean, I
have the
do,
game
but
up?
I'm in a match.
I've got the game up. I can. Let's see. Doga's 550, right?
Hmm.
Or 500 base. Okay, that means 30%. Yeah. Okay, cool. Woo. Yeah.
Yeah,
So you're.
the reason that I know that is because we had to talk about it on the Keyblade
Yeah. Well,
back in
that
the day when they did
some of
that
them
adjustment.
are still like 10, 15, and then 20% for the level stuff. I think that's like that. Maybe that's like buffer. But yeah, some of their special buffers they don't scale the same, which is uh oh. Okay. Other than that, the next thing is uh wire went up by 100 damage, and cooldown went from 6 seconds to 5 seconds. Pretty nice. At all levels as well. Bmax went to 3-second cooldown, so you can do striker things, which is terrifying. Or you can just do the downswing, downswing, downswing now. Gross. That is disgusting.
Yeah, like that'll probably be more common out of the
Yeah,
two, but still.
like Doga's gonna be. Yeah, Doga's gonna be in there now after. And then the Sturmfaust for the Doga went from 10-second cooldown to 6-second cooldown. And the reload time is 15 seconds from 30 seconds, which is huge on both those numbers. Like, it's now essentially a bazooka, and it reloads in 15 seconds. Wow. Also, they shortened the switching time and adjusted so that it's harder to hit objects on the map. So yeah. Yeah, this thing's gonna be a beast now. I feel like this is gonna be all over 500. Like, this might be a big, yeah, this might be a new meta type situation.
It all depends. I
I'm
kind of wish I would have
curious.
readjusted the cable,
Oh yeah,
just
it
because
is
of
a
the
little
way it
weird,
flicks out weird.
but I feel
The
like this
speed's
could be
fine though.
the what the Gallus J was, what potential it had. This is now it, only better.
The funny thing is that the Gallus kind of does what it does better anyway, just because of how gross that downswing can be.
Yeah. So like that's what I'm curious now with this being more consistent and having more weapons to like actually straight up stop, and then also having the heavy stun with the wire. I am really curious if this actually becomes very meta, because I've seen people do some work in it, but that's just because they got really good at the wire, right? But having smoke so that you're a stealth boy for a little bit, and then coming in and just popping somebody with a stun, knock down, then downswing, then like, yeah, downswing, downswing, downswing. I don't know if you can do Bmax first, but it has more base damage. If you can do Bmax toward to Bmax, that's going to be gross. But at the very least, you can definitely go. No, actually, yeah, you should be able to do that. Yeah, that's what you could already do. But
Yeah, Cora has mentioned it, but you could already do triple downswing.
yeah. But this time it's Bmax first. You
Mhm.
get 2 Bmax, much more damage. Um, ready up time for damage on the Sternfeld. Yeah, that's looking pretty gross. I like it. Fan. Um, but yeah, with a 42% win rate compared to the 50%, though, we definitely needed something. And I feel like it was just a lot of clunk. Hopefully, this cleans it up and makes it a lot more consistent. And we'll, yeah, I'm
Yeah, you
definitely
definitely
curious.
felt the size of that suit, and not in a good way.
Yeah, so hopefully that buffer with 30% damage reduction will be good. Again, we'll have to see, but I'm definitely a fan of it. I think it's got potential. Definitely keeping an eye on this one for next month. its rated compared to what it was. I'm gonna go ahead and call 50%. I'm gonna say it's gonna be 2% over the average.
Like just there.
Yeah. I'm gonna say it's gonna be at least there, if not higher. Yeah. Anything else with the Doga?
No, glad that they touched on it. It's definitely a long time coming. It has a lot of kit, has a lot of things it can do. It just needs to be a bit more clean. Well,
Okay. So, EXS getting a buff, mainly at level 2, but at level 1, well, at both levels, you're getting 3 to rotation speed, so 66 now. Force injector level 2. Special back add-on buffer going to 3. So nice tank there for it. That'll be cool. Melee combo controller level 1 gained. So you actually have 2 melees. Yeah. So I guess extra damage in that regard at both levels. And then Alice now giving emergency evasion system level 1 gained, and the increased movement speed compensation for left and right movement and backward movement while Alice is going on. So you're just be fast in every direction now, which is actually quality of life for that. And I think that means you have double dodge roll while in Alice now. Otherwise, I don't know why they would point that out. So you should have, yeah.
Yeah, it couldn't dodge before.
But it should be level 2 after that. I'm trying to read here to see if they say anything about it. Now it's level, but I am not. Anyway, everything else, this is for level 2, so the damage was low for level 2. If I scroll down here, 81,000 compared to an average of 86, where it's above average level 1. So we have on the main weapon, 15 damage going to 750, and increase the power of a charged attack. Went from 1365 to 1400 on its beam cannon times 4. On the thigh beam, went to 700 from 682. On the head incom, went from 1575 to 1600. And on the reflector incom, went from 2100 to 2200. Do you have this at level 2 at all?
I don't think so, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't really
Yeah,
see it
actually,
at
no, I
level.
don't. I only had the level 1. Every once in a while, you'll see it. It definitely hasn't been that prominent for a while, and at least recently. I got to see if I see it during the week or not after the adjustments, because that's some decent stuff that they did.
I really hope that's double dodge roll, because it was very saddening that Alice system is like, yeah, super speed and all this and stuff. And I'm like, okay,
And
well,
it's like, no, it's just
like,
a regular buff
no,
because
it's
they
just
can't
a little bit of
do
movement
that.
speed, a little bit of movement speed. That's all you get. Now it's like a little bit of movement speed in all directions, thank goodness. And so it should probably feel like a new Gundam or something once it gets like buff kind of thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be nice. And then having double dodge roll would be amazing. So I'm assuming that's what that means. If anybody can confirm, let us know. But other than that, taking a little bit less damage and having melees, that's always nice. Anything else with that one?
Same function of skill emergency evasion system level 1 gained. So it just gets a roll in the Alice.
Well, I mean, you have a dodge roll normally though. So like normally when you gain a level 1, normally if you have one, it turns into a level. So because that's like the BD1 for instance, BD2. Everyone has a BD2, and then when you pop exams, you
Hmm.
gain an evasion, but it has evasion 1 naturally. I'm assuming that's still just evasion 1. I can't remember, but yeah, I don't think it actually gains straight up evasion. But
The buffs for the transformation are nice though.
yeah, I was gonna say I forgot those. So it still has the
Adjusted
same
to
defense.
harder, adjusted to harder to hit objects on the map.
Thank goodness.
That's for the beam smart
Yeah,
gun
it's
in the
because it's
transformation.
so low in front of you.
Yes.
And it gained damage, of course, at level 2 for both the weapons, and then increased power of charged attack, again damage at level 2, and then hit objects with the charged attack as well. Yeah, anything else with that?
No, I mean, hopefully we see it more. I'm not crossing or I'm not holding my breath, but for anyone who's been trying to make it work, especially if you haven't really gotten the CC suits, that'll definitely be a good help.
Got the level 1. I'll definitely try it out just to see because if it gets double dodge roll kind of thing, and my back is taking less damage, I'll definitely try it.
Hmm.
Oh, speaking of that, I think the back buffer is the one that's like 25% or something instead of 30. Check that real quick. And oh no, that one is 30. Okay, what one was it? Maybe I am thinking of the leg stuff. That would make sense. That's not really the same deal. But anyway, moving on though, we have the Gaz-L.
Gaz-L.
Gain 3 rotation speed, giving it 63 now. Enlarge the ASL for the beam gun sub weapon, and it has the hyper knuckle buster, gaining 1 bullet. Cool, I guess.
It's a very small and like very specific
Yeah,
like set of buffs that they did for this thing.
yeah.
Actually, I wasn't expecting them to mess with it at all, but like, I'll take it.
Oh, in the
The ASL got enlarged for the beam gun.
but what they're saying here, the ASL area and the stagger accumulation value of beam gun times 2 has enhanced. Like that wasn't
Mhm.
in the notes here, but apparently in their
It was in
little
the aim. Yeah.
what? That's weird.
So the rotating or the turning speed is a little bit faster. In the transformation, 54 to 57. Increased rotating performance when decelerating. Nice.
Oh,
And
okay.
then,
Oh, sorry. That's when it's transformed. That's the stagger value. Okay, so that's the.
well, they did it for both. So the beam gun when it's normal, and then on the transformation, it also says
Well, no, it says
that the ASL
times
has been
2
enlarged.
because the beam gun is just a beam gun in sub weapon form when you're not transformed, but it turns into times.
Yeah, but it said it for both. So it just does it across the board.
On these right here, I'm only seeing the beam gun just has the ASL. I think that's both.
Unless that's just a mistranslation for the English one.
Yeah, the aim thing is just talking about like I feel like that's just a bad translation on the aim part
I'm
there.
talking about what's actually in the charts. Like
Oh,
sub
really?
weapon for the regular one says sub weapon beam gun, enlarged ASLs. And then when we go down to the transformation one, beam gun 10-2 also has
Yeah.
ASL enlarged. So
Oh, yeah. No, the ASL is for both, but the stagger value is not.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry. My bad. I thought you were saying the stagger value is for both. Wait a
Hmm.
minute. But yeah. So that's kind of cool. You can actually. I wonder what the stun value on that changed. Probably look that up real quick. So that's kind of nice. Again, I agree. I thought it was already really solid. I like playing it. Kind of odd that they buffed, but
Yeah, I was gonna say it's solid, but it's not outstanding. So it's actually in a cost range where there's a lot of stuff cropping up.
I mean the
So
Jetta.
having it be just a little bit better is definitely gonna help it out. So I can
But
see where they're coming from for it. It's not a super crazy one, which is kind of reflected by what they actually adjusted, but still, it's nice that they looked at it.
then raid suits. I'm terrified of this one. The Noct is getting a buff.
Oh my god.
Why? Okay. Anyway, maneuver armor level 2 instead of level 1. Then it gained assault booster upgrades at pretty much all
All
levels.
levels.
So
Yeah.
yeah, cool. Enlarging the hit detection area to make it easier to hit the target. Adjusted. Oh yeah, sorry. This is another thing. Adjusted to make it harder to hit objects for the kunai times 1 and times 2, and also gave it a faster reload on the times. And times 2 is the heavy stun. The single one is normal stun, and you don't have to do commit stance with the single one.
Right.
So that's terrifying if they made it
Yeah.
super easy to hit.
Single one was a little rough sometimes, but like people learned other tech, especially when you could start the throw and then start boosting too. So like you weren't super vulnerable when you were trying it. So I'm this is another one like where I'm surprised that they messed with the Aquazaku. I'm also even more surprised that they turned around and gave this thing a fucking buff.
Right? But apparently at higher levels it was losing more. So well, actually it was losing more at all levels, but still, one of those things. This thing is still kind of terrifying, no matter what.
Mhm.
But yeah, they
Oh god,
buffed
we
it.
have one on our team and it's contesting an Aga guy.
That's funny. But yeah. So hopefully the win rate will go up for that.
So
Let's see.
the next one's pretty surprising. And by that I mean it was left alone for so long I'm surprised
Yeah.
they even looked at it.
Yeah, I'm like, and can we get more, please? Because the times that its shield actually breaks is almost non-existent. But I'm glad they thought
Yeah.
of it at least,
Right,
because
just
that
so you
shield
have a
has no
little less
health.
of a chance to get bullied.
Yeah, that shield breaks if it gets hit. If it ever gets hit, it just explodes. So fair
Mhm.
enough. But the Gelgoog Marine, maneuver armor level 2, it gained a dodge roll. Hallelujah!
Hey, it can roll
Hallelujah!
now.
Why didn't this? Why? Oh my gosh! A relic of
It
the
should have
ancient
been one of
past.
the it should have been one of the first ones. Like back when they were doing it for like the Unit 5 and shit, it's just like nope.
Definitely a relic of the ancient past, man. Like, holy crap. Like, the way it played was just. Anyway,
From days of old.
I'm really curious, though, to see if, with the dodge roll, if it becomes. I'm curious to see those numbers change. But hallelujah, you got a dodge roll. Everything else is kind of whatever that it gained for it.
Yeah. The
I
bigger
guess.
thing is that the main gun's still like you're either rocking a grenade launcher, machine gun, or you're just hoping you can nail your beam shots, depending on what you do.
Oh, and
The
also
swings
tackling.
are fine on it.
The what?
Like the swings for the
Oh,
melee
the
are fine
swings.
on it,
Okay,
but
I was
they're not
like,
like super crazy.
yeah. I mean, I guess that's one reason why you could do the enhanced tackle stuff. Because they buffed that. So I guess you could do like a
Mhm.
downswing tackle into them and then throw them or something. Probably get more damage.
It's interesting that they tried to make an entire suit based around the tackle, and then realized, oh shit, we should probably be actually doing this for raids and stuff more.
Yeah.
Like
So,
that shouldn't be a gimmick of a suit. That should just be a thing that this whole entire class has. Ow.
but but yeah, so kind of cool to see that. Hopefully that, because it also has a shield action thing, right? spike on it.
Mhm.
That'll be cool if you can use that while your shield's still exists. And yeah, that's the raids. That was it for the raids. And I am so happy to see this next report. Yes, just keep buffing my suits. My body is ready. Let's go.
Oh no.
The game arc. Hmm.
Hey, well this one was a long time coming.
Hmm. Stabilization device level 1.
Let's
Let's
fucking
go!
go!
Woo! Boom! Yes! Get wrecked new! Woo! Dude, like,
Oh
put that
my
on
god,
every
dude.
dude. Like, thing is,
Every big dumb support should just have it.
yes. So now my baby. Oh man, like I was like, as soon as the mass production Cubulate got buffed, I was like, okay, Mock, nah, MP Cubulate, yeah. Now I'm like, which one do I want to win with today?
It's time
Yes.
to be disgusting.
So yeah, if there's a 650 room up after all this is done, I'm playing that because all I gotta do is crouch, which I do anyway, to fire the giant vomit of beams, and you have to build up stun to stun me now, which is completely disgusting. That you can just be like, yeah, um, you either build up stun really fast or you're gonna get deleted, General Suit.
General
Goodbye.
scum.
Like, oh, dude, this is fantastic. Like, the number of times that I'm just like, if I only had milliseconds sooner from there, them not stunning me. Here we go, stabilization device. Like, I am very surprised that they didn't nerf the focus time on the mega particle
As a
cannon barrage.
trade-off, yeah.
Yeah, I like when I
You
saw
know
that.
what though? The mega particle has such a weird spread anyway, and it's kind of rough to like find situations unless you just don't give a shit.
I mean,
So I'm glad they didn't touch it.
yeah, but at the same time, like when generals are coming around a corner, they see you, and you're just like,
Mm,
up. Now it's like because they go
now they
ah,
can't even stun you out of it.
and they stun you
It's just
out of
like,
it.
oh
They're like
boy.
ah, and they stun you, and it's like oh, well, I tried. Now it's like up. Oh no, and they're dead. For like 20k, no big deal. Um, finally will be a dream of just. I'm just gonna have montage this thing. Like yes,
Hello.
rise. But yeah, next heat rate went down to
Oh,
80%
that's why.
for pretty much everything. Like mother funnel, thank goodness, went down to 70%. So you can still only shoot twice and it overheats, but you could shoot
Wah, wah.
once and fire it a second time faster. Okay.
A little less wait time, man. It's fine.
um, but yeah, you can actually get 2 shots off in an okay amount of time while your other funnels are doing things. While you're waiting for everything else to come back. Let's see what else we got here. 90 to 80% with shoulder and 90 to 80% with the normal arm, which means you can pretty much you're pretty much mass production Cubulate at that point.
Yeah.
Hallelujah. Except for you can't just rock back and forth because it's got 5.5 second cooldown on each. So you can't go too crazy because they also lowered with MP Cubulate it's 3.5 and 5 seconds solid on back. So luckily, though, you can actually just go back and forth and combo everything, and you pretty much should not overheat if you do it right. Very easily now. Also, the hit detection of the ARM Mega Particle Cannon as the main weapon is much easier, which that is terrifying because it's a fan of beams that chunk. That yeah, like now that it's easier to hit and they pierce. Sorry teammates, I'm through you to do chunk damage.
Oh no.
And then the
That's gonna get more
shoulder.
toxic. Good old toxic Magnum.
I'm killing people. That's okay. Um, then here's the other crazy thing. The Mega Particle Cannon Barrage cooldown went from 30 seconds, 20 seconds. and they enlarge the hit detection of every beam, and it won't like hit walls and shit on the ground and stuff. So that big complaint that you just had. Yes, let's go.
Both the hands and shoulders pierced. Yeah, it's true.
Yes. Wait, shoulders don't pierce.
Never knew.
Yeah, shoulders are only just right on whatever. Sadly, I wish they.
I thought they did.
No, shoulders don't. If they did, I would be mates all the time.
Well,
But sadly, I just normally stun somebody and do nothing to the enemy a lot. Yeah, because they're so wide, right? Like, yeah, shoulders don't. I wish they. Um. Yeah. Yeah. Like, I mean, that's it. There you go. Lots of buffs. Surprisingly, again, the win rate is a bit lower. Rival win rate is a bit lower. I mean, I can see that, and the damage is a bit lower, but I feel like the damage is fine for the most part. If you were playing the suit a lot and you're used to big chungus suits, it's not the craziest thing. And now you actually have something cool before you get to almost death. If it was a raid on you proccing it, you were just dead anyway. So now if a general procs it, you're just like, learn today. So yeah, big fan. Love that I can just crouch, vomit beams on somebody, not care. My body is. Um, let's.
yeah, that was definitely a welcome one.
Yeah. Anything else on that other than? I mean, for me, my body is ready. Go
Yeah,
play it.
fucking
It's good.
finally. So Rick DJ didn't last long without getting an adjustment. That's the next one here.
Yeah, that was. I mean, I said it needed something because other than just
Yeah.
follow up, it's not. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Um.
So extra health goes up to 19,000 now. Increases at higher levels. Speeds from 120 to 125. Skills, special back add-on buffer level 1 upgraded to 2. Also, when higher level increased. Skill like Shock Absorber level 1 is gained.
So
So, not a lot.
yeah, that's
This
my
all just
problem.
basic stats. It probably should have did stuff with the weapons as well. A little unfortunate. So they touched it. They definitely did.
I
They
mean, the
didn't do
damage
a
is
lot to it.
there as far as the numbers go, but I mean, it's got good damage. Yes, you need to survive more, but that's the thing. You need to survive more. None of that, again, helps support survive. Give it the stabilization thing so you can crouch at the very
Mhm.
least. If it had that, cool. I don't care what. If it has you could crouch and not get stunned, we're good. Like, then the thing's fine. Then you won't have 3.2 deaths compared to 2.9. Because literally everything else at that cost, again, that's the problem. Too high of a cost to not have something added. Yeah, I, I, I don't know why. Specifically, I'm looked at the next one when they're giving it to that at a suit that's like at 300 cost. That's getting it. That pretty much does the same exact role. But yeah, kind of odd on that one.
Yeah, hopefully this doesn't mean that it's gonna be a long time until they try to adjust it again. I guess that's my bigger thing for this right now.
Like, yeah, they definitely need to do something else with it. I mean, again, it's like the one that came after it was the Garadoga, giant gun that can AOE.
So literally just a
Like,
walking tank with his weapons like
yeah, where the gun is its defense, right? That's its defensive
mhm.
layer. You're taking a knee is its defense layer. This thing doesn't have one. Get bullied, and you're big. This thing is pretty thick, and it's just like, cool, you got the damage on me, but that's just because your teammates knocked me over and you're shooting me in the foot. Wait till I stand up. You'll see, right? That's
I'll show you.
but like
It
if
kind of had like a middling presentation when it first dropped in the clans too. Like it was a good sweeper because of that mode.
yeah.
Um, but outside of that, and in between those moments when it was actually trying to accumulate damage so it could sweep, it had a hard time keeping up with the rest of the team.
Yeah, then when the mode drops down for like a whole minute, and if you accidentally overheat during the mode, then you're just screwed for like
So
a
you're
minute
really
and a half.
banking. You're banking not only on a wipe, but you're also banking on no one else dropping before you're ready.
Yeah. So one of those things that could work in clan, I think, pretty well, but that's it. Like in solo, it's like,
Pubs is a little rough.
yeah,
Yeah, it
there's
pretty
no
much
way.
doesn't exist in pubs.
Right.
I don't think this is gonna change it either, which sucks, and
No.
that's
Right.
kind of ugh.
I feel like the 3.2 mobile suits loss might go to 3.1 at best.
Yeah, like people will try it. It'll definitely get used more just out of curiosity. But like most people are gonna see that and be like, yeah, that wasn't enough.
And then finally, the last thing here is the Zaku 1 sniper type. It's beam
Finally
rifle
got some good stuff.
going from 80% to 75%, which is fire faster. And then it gained precision shelling as well as stabilization device, which you can crouch and not get stunned, so you can go for good trades,
Oh,
and you deal more damage while you're crouched. Yeah, 300 cost. I we back. You think they did this because of the Zaku sniper thing? Like,
Seriously? I feel like it's just one of those things that's been a long time coming.
I mean, stats wise, Zaku 2 sniper from Code Fairy is literally stat wise pretty much it, but better.
Yeah. I mean the cannon that it can rock on the Zaku one is pretty nice though.
Yeah,
I
that's
think it
true.
still has some more utility stuff going on, and like we were saying before, without that ASL, the secondary fire doesn't even really get to shine too much unless you have other people stun locking for you, or unless you're fast enough to get it out. So
Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised. I forget about the cannon. Every time I forget about that cannon until I actually look play it.
yeah, I'm a dumbass, so I use the long the long rifle,
Oh, I do the long
but
barrel as
like
well. I'm bad.
the cannon is definitely the one to use.
Oh yeah.
The rifle getting some more love is definitely something that is needed, especially since beam resistance at that cost is really low, which is why people used it a lot in the beginning.
Breaking those legs.
Yep, melting that health. So hopefully it gets a little bit more play now that they're messing with it more.
I mean, the
Um,
stabilization is gross.
yeah, and the shelling and too, like both of those are definitely needed. It's kind of weird that it didn't have at least one of those by now,
Yeah.
but now it just has both. So it's like that's solid.
Well, I mean, I honestly I'm kind of curious to see if the test maybe throw it on Yoga because it's got a cannon that heavy stuns as well. Like, I mean, that's what
It'd be
this
kind of
is
neat.
essentially with that. It's like a non-splash damage version of the Yoga. Because, yeah, 6 shots, heavy stun, 6-second cooldown. Yeah, that actually is kind of gross.
I
Uh,
can dig it.
yeah, I might play me some sniper now because I mean, all you gotta do is crouch, and it's like whatever the other support is, it's like wall. Now take a knee. Or if any general is coming up to you, they're like insta stun wall. Take. I mean, you gotta aim though. That's the main thing. Can't
Yeah.
miss. Don't whiff. But if you don't whiff, you get to like put on badass shades and laugh at as you shoulder charge the ground. Um, yeah, that would
Yeah,
be
I don't know. I wasn't really super impressed by the fairy sniper, so I didn't really think that it would be because of that. I
yeah.
just think that the adjustment's been a long time coming regardless, so I can appreciate it.
and then the win rate going down. Yeah, looking at the win rate and stuff, I feel like this is definitely a solid contender though for a top 300 support though, especially with that the stun thing. That is like being able to gate a stun by crouching. So good. I mean, that's why tanks were so good at that cost, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
So this is just that, only better. Um, yeah.
And that
Anything
is all
else?
she wrote
Yeah,
for
that
the
is buff.
adjustments.
Okay, let's see. We got shoot speculation and stuff. What do we think it's gonna be, or what do we think they're gonna do next? I
Super
mean,
sure. So we got another Moon Gundam thing. I wonder if that's actually going to be a trend that continues.
I'm gonna go with yeah, and we're probably gonna get Gundam.
That seems like a big holiday thing.
Yeah, I feel like that's the
Like the
holiday
actual Moon
thing.
Gundam.
Moon Gundam is definitely gonna be the holiday thing. I'm gonna say I'm calling that one. Other than that, I have no clue what we're getting next week.
The
And
interesting thing is that guess what did get Moon Gundam recently? That new mobile game, Universal Century Engage or whatever. They just had like a whole promo for that.
wait, what mobile game?
There's a new mobile game out in Japan called like Universal Century Engage or some shit.
What kind of game is it?
I don't know. I haven't actually seen the gameplay for it,
Okay, I'm curious. I kind of want to know what that is.
but it's probably something we're not gonna get, at least not for a while.
Probs.
I wouldn't worry about it too much.
Yeah.
You can still probably get the client if you do a regional account on your emulator or whatever and jump through
Hey.
another 1,000 hoops just to give them money that they don't deserve, but you know.
Well, I don't have any money to spend, so we're good. As long as it's freeing stuff, sure. I'll try. I'll jump through some hoops if it looks good enough gameplay wise. But yeah, as far as anything upcoming that is mechanics wise, I'm gonna say I would like to see clan or not. Why do I say clan rank now? Ah, rank is just a staple thing that get your medal for your emblem 3 months or something, and then in like 3 months do it all over again for 3 days, and then you get another emblem for 3 months.
Right.
Like that's yeah,
Like if you just consistently do well, you're just constantly having some sort of emblem.
yeah. That's what I'm saying.
I can appreciate that. I hope that's something that they consider.
Um,
I mean, that's the bulk of what we got.
yeah. That's about it. That's yeah.
So you want to go into shoutouts?
Yeah, I guess if we haven't got anything
What do you
else, we
mean
can just
you
go ahead and.
guess? There's nothing else. That's the list.
Oh, well, that's what I'm saying. If nothing else for new suits, then yeah, let's do the shout out things.
Alrighty. So Goose out of 13, Goose out of X Triple I. Currently actually doing this on YouTube this time around, which has been pretty neat. Doing more Super Robot Wars 30 during the week, trying to get some more videos edited. In the meantime, for me, it's mostly just trying to find like different formats and things, just different kinds of videos that I can cut up. SRW30 is probably going to last us a hot minute, and then from there, we're going to be going into like Judgment and Lost Judgment. Try to get back into the old Yakuza roots for a little bit. But outside of that, we'll constantly be doing GBO2. Hopefully, the Winter Festival gives us some good shit. We'll just have to see how that turns out. Got him at least a couple weeks to go, I would say. And then hopefully we can have. I don't know. Do you want to try to do like a holiday podcast, or do you want to just kind of wait until the usual time? Considering that it's
Yes.
going to be towards the end of the month anyway, but then there's also going to be New Year's.
Maybe. Depends.
Yeah,
We'll
we'll see
see
when
what's
we
going
get
on.
there. But yeah,
Um,
those are the two main things that I'm doing right now. I'm also on Instagram, TikTok. I don't know why I brought back my Tumblr, but I did. There's plenty of social media. Actually, I think I can give you a new link for me that just has all my links too. I'll try to remember to do that after this for the VOD.
okay.
But what about you? What you got coming up?
Mini game.
Oh yeah.
But also on a side note, let's see, the next week ish or within the next couple of weeks, we might try to do a Code Fairy podcast
Yeah.
and talk about Code Fairy things. So that'd be cool.
Hopefully we get a little bit more news about the manga too, because that just got dropped today. It's gonna
Oh
have a
yeah,
serialized story.
that'd be pretty cool. Um, let's see. So games wise, stuff and things. Let's see. Well, obviously GBO2 dailies.
Hmm.
Definitely doing more Tarkov. Wipe should be coming up sometime next month. I really wanted to get caught up with Final Fantasy 14, but I don't think I'm gonna make it in time. So Final Fantasy 14 sometime maybe? Question mark. Um, Need to get back on that Pokemon Unite grind. I actually had a error with BlueStack, so I haven't been able to play it. So
Oof.
I will get to that when I can. Then checked out Outriders. Going to definitely check out Outriders again for the actual end content they added, as far as builds and stuff, and just the new systems and how it works was cool. But definitely want to try that again. Might check out New World again because they've been fixing a ton of stuff with New World, and yeah, still haven't gotten my stuff back, but oh well. I, I can get it again. That's not that big of a deal, I guess. As long as they fix the gameplay. Um, Fantasy Star Online 2 is about to drop their new areas sometime next month. I think it's the
Mm.
14th or 15th, so I'll be checking that out. I don't think we're getting any new classes with that, but I'll definitely be checking that out when that hits. Path of Exile should have things coming up soonish, so that'll be a thing. And yeah, now I've got to backlog stuff of like Diablo 2 and SRW 30 and some other things. Too many games. League of Legends just got a new league. I don't know. I might play that a little
League of
bit.
Legends is also getting a fucking fighting game.
Oh yeah, the fighting game, dude. My body is ready. Let's go. Um, Monster Hunter World needed to fight Fatalis. Went in and fought Elatrion and failed. So now that I've gotten an item that's actually should be good damage against it, hopefully I'll get it down this time. And then Fatalis is on the list. So yeah. Also, speaking of law, their Netflix series, the Arcane series, pretty good.
Mm.
Can recommend checking that out. But yeah, other than that, too many games. There's probably more games I could add to that list. Mech Warrior, I know, is another one that just popped in my head. But definitely a lot of Tarkov. Actually, literally right after this, I'm going to do GBO dailies and probably a little bit of Tarkov before I go to bed. So
Nice.
that'll be that. But anyway, yeah, usual. Everybody's stuff will be down in the description. If you're watching this on YouTube, not right now, but later. Like, comment, subscribe, all that. Also, by the way, I guess I'll say this here because I forgot to say this with my usual spiel, but I got a Twitch, Twitter, Discord, YouTube channel, usual social media stuff, which will also be in the Discord in the description. But yeah, like, subscribe, all that stuff. But anyway, guys, that'll be it for this one. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Peace.
Later.